This segment of Panther Sports Talk is brought to you by Lincoln Savings Bank. At home in Iowa, at work for you.
Previewing the UNI Panther volleyball season now with UNI head coach Bobbi Petersen. Coach, a year ago we were in a similar spot to what we are in this year. Very young team, unproven, didn't know what to expect. They ended up winning the Missouri Valley Conference regular season title. Are there similarities from last year's team to this year's team?
There are. Definitely when you talk about the experience level, we have 1 senior and 3 juniors and then 10 freshmen and sophomores. So age-wise, definitely. And even on court, you know, I look at it as we have 3 full-time starters back and then a couple people that played half and some other kids that have had at least some experience, whether it be a few points here and there or a few games. So, but what I like about it is it's just made really competitive practices. Obviously, there's a lot of positions to fill, and so I think that steps up the competitiveness of our practices. So that's been a lot of fun. And you know, the only thing that's a little tough right now, there's a couple positions that we might be a little bit short in. So it's not just maybe the whole number or the age of these student athletes, but it's maybe a few positions that we're a little bit short in. But besides presenting a few challenges for the coaches as far as what to do in practice, our kids have really stepped up to those challenges.
Now looking to maybe mirror what happened a year ago and push for that MVC title, do you see the potential with the youth and the inexperience there for if they can really prepare themselves well during the non-conference schedule to get ready for the MVC?
Definitely. And you know, the conference race, it's going to be so much fun this year because I just look at literally 6 teams I think have an opportunity to win a conference championship. So match in and match out during the conference season, it's going to be competitive. It's going to be similar to last year where that last weekend I think is going to make a big difference, and it's not like you're going to know who that champion is until that last weekend. So looking forward to that. And I think we have put together a schedule, a non-conference schedule that will definitely prepare our kids for the conference.
Talk about a couple of those tough teams that you have. Iowa State obviously on the schedule here in the McLeod Center, but some other tough competition there as well.
Yeah, we have our first tournament, you know, we started out at St. Louis and we had a really tough 5-game match with St. Louis there, but we start off with Alabama, who will be probably in the top 40 in RPI coming into this season. And then our following weekend, we go to Kentucky. So we play Kentucky, who's ranked 19th. We play USC, who's 5th. And then we play Creighton, who's 23rd. So we play 3 top 25 teams in that tournament, which will be huge. A great opportunity. And I think the neatest part about that is that tournament will then turn around and come here next year. So we're traveling to all 4 sites, and just a really good thing for our school because, as you know, it's been really tough to get a tournament here. So we're looking forward to that.
Last year's seniors, Macy Euban, Shelby Kinsel, a big part of the Panther offense. This year's lone senior, Erica Hinchin, the only returning 300 kills attacker for your Panther Volleyball Club. She'll have probably a big workload on her schedule.
She will, and you know, last year she really improved what her role has been over the years in terms of what we've asked from her, and it even steps up a little bit more this time. You know, I think the production on the court is one thing, but she's going to have to be that leader. You know, Shelby and Macy were our 2 captains, our 2 leaders, so she has to step up in that role as well. And sometimes that's even harder than the production on the court, just figuring out how you're going to lead your team. And with a very young team, that's going to be very important. So, but she's been doing a great job so far this preseason.
There's a few other kids that got a lot of experience. Some kids got a little bit of experience last year. Talk about some of the returners, maybe the key returners. Kinsey Caldwell at setter. She's getting a little competition at setter here so far this preseason. Lee Pudwell saw a lot of action last year as well.
Yeah, you know, Kinsey did a great job for us last year, and she's come in and doing great things again, really stepping up her game in certain areas, just the strategy of setter. But, you know, Heather Hook has done a great job as well. I love it because they can push each other. You know, maybe we use them both for different things, but it's just been a real good, healthy competition between our 2 setters, Heather and Kinsey. And then, you know, the other pin positions, Lee Pudwell obviously had some experience last year. Lindsay Schultz is in there doing a great job. Ashley Sinnott looks like somebody that could play front row, back row, both for us, depending on the situation. Kayla Hainline, didn't see a lot of time last year. She was that one kid that you kind of needed to save to see what else was going to happen in the match. And unfortunately, that allowed for her not to have a ton of playing time, but look for her to be somebody to reckon with this year for sure.
Do you like what your squad did during this last off season?
I do, you know, and it's the off season. Obviously, when we have control, you get to see that part. But the summer, to me, it makes a big difference because we don't have any control over kids in the summer. So what they do, how they come in, makes all the difference in what we can do in practices. And very happy with what our kids did this summer.
All right, Coach. Very excited to see what we'll get out of the UNI Panther volleyball team. team as they've got a couple of road tournaments before they get home for their first home game September 9th. Stay tuned here on Panther Sports Talk Volleyball 101, a little fan interaction day for the Panther volleyball team. That and plenty more after this.